and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. Happy July. Coming into the fourth weekend. Closed on Monday with the markets. Everyone be safe out there. We're going to be doing a lot of celebration. This is supposed to be the grand opening back up. The country a lot different this year, thankfully, than last year during July 4th. But be safe out there, folks. Take an Uber. Take a Lyft. We own some Uber in my newsletter, Rocket Equities and Options. Can't hurt, but I'm serious. It's too easy these days to take an Uber on that front, to be driving around if you've had a few cocktails. We're closed on Monday, so be safe out there. Celebrate. Have a great July 4th. With that, we come into the July 4th holiday, and we got the S&Ps up 12 points. The NASDAQ 100 can't hold tech down. My goodness, right? Up almost 0.7%, 14,646. The Dow's up about 60 points. The Russell up about 6 points at 2333. As we jump around, we got an OPEC meeting going on. We got crude right at about $75 this morning. We got the gold contract catching a bid. And we got notes and bonds with higher price and lower yield. We got a yield on the 10-year approaching 1.43% right now. You get the 10-year up 14 ticks at 132.23. The 30-year's up 24 ticks. And the VIX is screaming to turn off your computers and head out for the weekend. 14.75. I kid, not yet. Let's watch a little TFNN programming. We got a bunch of great hosts coming up. We got live programming up till 4 o'clock today. And you just don't know, folks. We at least got to get the market open, because sometimes the reaction on some of the fundamental news pre-market not exactly line up when supply equals demand and trading really begins at about 9:30. I expect, though, it's going to be pretty tame action as pretty strong numbers on the jobs front. Let's get into them. So we got job growth surging the most in 10 months, jumping past the forecast. The headline number, 850,000 in June. Strong number. Hopefully we start notching a million here or there, but 850,000. I imagine July is going to be a bigger number, right? It should. In terms of when you look at the vaccine front, you look at July in the summer versus June in the summer, right? July 4th kind of kicking off the summer season in a way, especially this year with COVID and everything going on, led by leisure and hospitality. The jobless rate ticking up as workers voluntarily left positions. You get into some of the numbers. Non-farm payrolls, 850,000. Unemployment rate edging up to 5.9%. May payrolls revised upward to 583,000. So you go from almost 600 to 850, add 267,000 jobs on top of the number that we had in May. Participation rate holds steady and remains well short, though, of the pre-pandemic levels. We'll jump into more of it, but pretty strong numbers across the board. The June jobs report showed a 2.3% month-over-month increase in average hourly earnings in the leisure and hospitality industry. Overall, though, earnings 0.3% last year, and I think it was something like 3.6% year over year on that front. Where are we on that one? Here we are, because this has some of the numbers as well. There it is. 3.6% was the wage growth. Looking for some inflationary indicators year over year. Both of them right in line, though. So you have inflationary data right in line as we're adding more jobs than the market was thinking, right? So that's got to be a bonus, because the real fear here is that we don't make up the jobs at a time when we have inflation causing the Fed to pull back before we get all the jobs back in the economy. That's the way my brain works that scenario. That's a fear, right? If we get back all the jobs in the market, yeah, the market will still freak out no matter when the Fed decides to taper, but at least you make up the 8 million jobs. The economy marches on with strength. If we have to start, I say we, if Chairman Powell, the Fed, if they have to start tapering before we make up those jobs, before those jobs are back in the economy, that's a real fear in the market. We have wages in line with expectations at a time that we have more than 150,000 jobs than the market was looking for. 850,000 added in June. And as I mentioned, just strength across the board. You look at the 10-year, no real worry at all. As we continue higher, you put this thing on a daily, as I did for the 9 o'clock update. And we're approaching the upper boundary of this consolidation that we've been in remarkably back since February 25th. All right, we've got a couple occasions where we've got above that in terms of a yield correlating below 1.43%. But, that's only a couple days, folks, that we've been above where we're trading at essentially right now in the 10-year. We did get above that level in early June before recalibrating pretty harshly to the lower end of this consolidation, which is about a point lower to 131.24. We've had some outliers on a couple occasions, but some strength in price on the 10-year as it looks like rates not going up anytime soon as inflationary data pretty much in line with a strong jobs number. We still got a long way to go, though, on the jobs front. Getting into some more stories in terms of what that number brings. So some of the numbers in terms of looking at it, you look at whether it's minorities, talking about black unemployment rate, okay? The Fed, Chairman Powell, he's talked about this. This is all stuff that's going to come in. It's been called the economies of the haves and the have-nots, unfortunately so. If you have a 4-year degree, you have the ability to work from home, versus if you're uneducated, working in whatever the industry, all right? You have black unemployment at 6% before, up to 16% at the depths of COVID. We're still only back to about 9.2 versus when you look at college educated, et cetera. The Fed has talked about it. That's something they're going to be paying attention to. We still got 7 or 8 million jobs to make up just to get back to pre-COVID levels. So on the jobs front, we got a lot of months at 1 million people a month to get back. I mean, just imagine, right? So it is July right now. If we make 1 million jobs every single month for the next 8 months, folks, okay? That's going to bring us into approximately March of 2022. At that time, we would be 2 years into really when we began COVID. And if we had 1 million jobs every month for 8 straight months, we would be approximately back to pre-COVID employment levels at a time that we're 2 years into the future, though. So you have to account for if we were still marching on with the same type of employment, maximum employment, there would be natural job growth during those 2 years that we go from March 2020 to March 2022. So we got a lot of jobs to make up. You see that as time marches on, we're supposed to be adding jobs anyway in a healthy economy. We have to add jobs and we have to make up 7 or 8 million jobs. Nonetheless, strong numbers this month. The market likes it, and I imagine we're going to trail off into July 4th weekend. There's no way I see this thing selling off, and I shouldn't say no way, folks. I talked about yesterday. What's the probability? Probability is definitely far above 0% that this sells off, as we know, every day in the market, but there's just not going to be a lot there. People are anxious to get out. We really haven't had a big opportunity to go celebrate, travel, whatnot, coming out of COVID as we've emerged over the last 2 or 3 months, really, as vaccination levels have taken hold. So there's even more of an impediment to more of a, what's the best word to use there, but more of an inspiration to get out and leave that office a little bit early. I don't imagine anyone's going to be too worried what the market does with numbers like that, where we get decent wage growth, not too hot on the wage front. We have 850,000 jobs added. We have a revision to the month of May. We have yields at 1.43%. And we got Jeff Bezos. He's going to be stepping down on Monday as CEO of Amazon. All things considered, I don't think much is going to change there. He's got his man, I believe it's Andy Jassy, head of Amazon Web Services, going to be taken over. And you get into the Analyze tab, folks. We'll pull this up a little bit more. You pull up the fundamentals. Pretty cool how they break it down on the Thinkorswim platform. They are a sponsor, but you talk about they break down. Come on, cooperate. It's a little slow. In terms of the revenue breakdown in complete of this company, and I'm going to pull it up after the break, folks. There it is. Amazon Web Services, 48% of all revenue. Remarkable. We'll talk about that a little bit when we get back. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back after the break.
Golden ratios give shape to everything in our world, represented in the Fibonacci sequence. These special numbers define the patterns that make up our universe. Not even markets can escape the omnipotence of these ratios. Larry Pesavento is a 45-year market veteran who has published nearly a dozen books on the powerful patterns we find in nature and their relationships with the ever-elusive markets. Larry's newsletter, Fibonacci 24/7, will teach you to harness the power of these natural golden ratios in order to create successful trades. Fibonacci 24/7 is designed to teach the tools you need to identify and act on these undeniable and reoccurring patterns. Sign up for Larry's newsletter, Fibonacci 24/7, and you will also receive free access to his trading webinar, Trading Strong Trending Markets. Try out Larry's newsletter risk-free. All of TFNN's newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500-plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE. And you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got the markets continuing to rise with the S&Ps up about 14 points. NASDAQ 100 up 93 points right now. So jumping back to Amazon real quickly, pretty remarkable, right? When you put it on a chart, everything in a graphic is a little bit easier to process, at least in an immediate sense. Amazon Web Services, 48% of the market price. Amazon North America, 32.8%. Just remarkable, though, not surprising. So, yeah, July 5th, Tom was talking about it on his program last night. My dad saying, yeah, that is the day he steps down. All indications, though, are that he has not been involved as much, at least, with the super nuts and bolts and daily details of the business that the CEO may. Delegating that responsibility. He's still going to be chairman. He's still going to be making all the big decisions in terms of the path that that company has taken forward. But they might have some regulatory battles going on. They're quite a behemoth in a big way. They got privacy concerns going on out there with Amazon Echo and Alexa, etc. So Bezos is going to take a little bit more of a managerial role as the chairman of Amazon. That is after he goes to space later this month. But why not? You know what? I wasn't going to jump, but that's a perfect segue. What do we got? We got, do I have a full article left? So check it out, folks. You want to talk about an acceleration to space. How about Virgin Galactic? Now, it closed yesterday at 43. We're going to open today at 53. Talk about volatility in the stock. Announced that, and I'm going to pull it up to get the exacts here so I don't, there we go. You have Richard Branson, July 11th. There we go. He'll be going to space 9 days before Amazon's going to get there. Gotta love it. 9 days. You got the world's billionaires literally fighting over being the first billionaire in space with their own space company, straight out of the movie theaters. But that's where we rest in reality right now, folks. Just remarkable acceleration. So he's going to be aboard the planned July 11th space flight 9 days before Bezos. And I believe that's going to be the first one that's going to be taking anybody besides the two pilots on Virgin Galactic trading higher. So the market liking that he's putting their faith in that company. Up $10 this morning, more than a 20% pop. But watch out, folks, because this stock's just bananas. I mean, we just were up at a price point of $57. You're still going to be $4 in the hole if you were buying at the highs yesterday. Excuse me, not yesterday, whether it was last Friday, a week ago, or Monday's action as well. And we got all the people still in this stock up here in the highs in February as well. Okay, let's talk Tesla. Tesla delivered 201,000 vehicles. Add the 250 there in the second quarter, falling short of expectations, are above 200,000 though. Analysts were looking for 207,000 cars during the period. Estimates were all the way from 195 to 231. 206,421 vehicles sold. 204,081 of the Model 3 and Y, more affordable mid-range. 2,340 of the Model S and X vehicles. So only a couple thousand, really. They're pushing out the ones they want to, the Model 3 and the Y. Second quarter numbers broke their previous record, which was 184,000, and produced 180,000. So strong numbers, and Tesla was pretty much unchanged last time I checked on it. And yeah, pretty tame reaction here. We closed at 677. We're going to open basically right at 677 this morning for Tesla shares on their numbers. Okay. Yeah, this one's interesting. Diddy. So Diddy, I'm always watching Diddy especially. Uber's got a little bit of a stake in them, so I'm a little bit more interested. We have some Uber in my newsletter. If you want to check it out, folks, under the newsletter tab on the front page of TFNN. Diddy shares fall after China announces cybersecurity review just days after the IPO. That's some great timing. Credit to the team at Diddy for getting it out before that gets announced. Falling Friday, as you'd think. We're going to pull this up. Cybersecurity review of the ride-hailing company. So yeah, 9% at one point. According to China's announcement, new users will not be able to register for Diddy's ride-hailing service during the country's cybersecurity review. Could you imagine if that happened in America? That stock would just go bananas, rightfully so. You know, the government's reviewing their company, and you can't have any new customers until the government's done taking a look at your cybersecurity setup, whatever it is. So Diddy back to under 15 from 1640. You had a tough debut on Wednesday. You reclaimed a lot of that losses yesterday. They come out with a and you trade from 17 to 15, and they're going to fully cooperate with the review. Nonetheless, the announcement also reflects a broader trend of the company's regulatory crackdown on technology companies. That should say country's regulatory factory. Come on, CNBC, of course. They were once loosely regulated. Chinese regulators were probing Diddy for antitrust violations, reportedly looking into the company's pricing mechanism. Not what you want to see, folks, in likes of what's happened with Ant Financial, Jack Ma, nonetheless. So keep your eyes on that, and I would be very wary until that's figured out because, man, China just don't care. You know, they're coming after Diddy 2 days after they go IPO. You know how that's going to hit the stock, and they don't care. They don't want any monopolistic tendencies out there. They don't want any companies getting too big that they can't control them. Diddy probably still has a very strong future in China, but nonetheless, that's a wake-up call from 17 to 15. All right, what else we got? Let's go down the list of some of the stocks. So Krispy Kreme, they go public yesterday. DNUT, Donut, not bad. Trade from $15.50 up to $21.92. Strong indication. I think they priced it maybe 17. They wanted to go from, or was it 14? They wanted to go from 17 to 21 maybe. Nonetheless, they raised some money, returned to public markets yesterday, 5 years after being taken private. Let's see what else we got going on. Talked about Tesla. Yeah, PNC's trading higher today. So they got a double upgrade from Wolf Research, outperform from underperform. Earnings outlook, especially upbeat due to acquisition of U.S. unit of Spanish bank BBVA. And yeah, quite a pop they got on that. You go from 190, 174. You're up at least $2 in the banks. Now, you know, it's interesting to see. We were higher until that jobs number, and we got yields dropping, so you get the banks a little bit lower. You were up to 157.50 right after the close yesterday. This is interesting. JP Morgan's showing a close of 156.18 yesterday. Is that right? Not sure how that prints. Nonetheless, it looks like we're about flat this morning coming into their numbers. Bank of America pretty much in line as well, but trading a little bit lower into that lower yields across the board. Okay, how about Robinhood? Let's talk a little Robinhood and Doge. So the report out yesterday, they're going to be IPOing. They're going to be trying to raise $100 million on their IPO, I believe is the number. Man, the numbers that they're taking in from crypto trading, folks, they are just raking it in. So 34% of its crypto revenue was powered by Dogecoin, and I believe it was something like 17% of their entire revenue was based up of crypto. So that means that Dogecoin trading represented literally 6% of the entire company's revenue for the quarter, which was $520 $22 million in revenue, which correlates to about $30 million in revenue just from Doge trading. Amazing. The growth, pretty amazing. 128 million in the same period in 2020, 522 million of revenue in the first 3 months of this year. They kind of have some wacky ways of calculating accounting here, and it's not wacky. I'm sure, there'd be a different term they would want to use. But they have a loss of like 1.4 billion, which really correlates to having to raise funds to become more liquid when things really started going crazy with the meme stocks. But they showed a net income in the same way as well. But yeah, staggering. 34% of crypto revenue coming from Doge, and their crypto revenue, just a huge chunk of the revenue that for the entire company. And we'll pull up a little bit. I knew I had another article. We'll talk a little bit more about it because some of the statistics are pretty crazy here. 18 million accounts, $80 billion in assets. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back when the market open.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Tom O'Brien has just published his 1,000th gold report. It's amazing to think that Tom has been writing his weekly gold report for almost 20 years. To celebrate the 1,000th issue of Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, we've just launched a Tiger Dollar sale, which runs for 2 weeks only through July 4th weekend. We've doubled all the Tiger Dollar bonuses, where you can now get up to a 40% bonus on your purchase. But that's not all. Inflation is here, and the price of the Gold Report is going up after July 4th. Right now, you can lock in the Gold Report at the current pricing of $97 a month for as long as you remain a subscriber. This deal won't come around again. Get your Tiger Dollars today and apply them to the Gold Report before the price goes up on July 5th. Tiger Dollars never expire and are good for any TFNN newsletter or service as a great way to add savings. Head on over to the front page of TFNN.com for all the details and help us celebrate Tom O'Brien's 1,000th Gold Report.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We get markets open. We get the S&Ps up 13 points to a record print, 43.23 right now. NASDAQ 100, much the same. Record print, 14,632. Got the Dow within about 408 18 points of all-time highs, trading 34,583, up by about 70 points. Russell up by about 3 points. You're within about 36 points. You see the Dow and the Russell now within reach of their all-time highs, as well as we get the NASDAQ and the S&P making all-time highs almost on a daily basis recently, folks. Jumping around to crypto, we got Bitcoin backing off a bit, 33,360. Gold contract, we have OPEC with a meeting today going on. United Arab Emirates may be holding things up for a bit of a production increase. Nonetheless, we have light sweet crude 74.65, and we got gold catching a little bit of a bid, giving back a little bit of those gains, trading at 17.88 after being at 17.95, and a lot of the action, of course, a little bit of a pullback here. Check that out. We'll see where we go today, folks. We got a pullback, and as it happens, we have a pullback in price, so we got yields rising a bit on the open, and we have markets giving back a hair of the gain, still up by 9 points on the S&P there. Okay, let's check out the VIX before we jump back. VIX 1481. I think that's the first time we've had a real 14 print in the VIX, folks, besides some of these outlier tails, okay? This is a real time. First time we've had a 14 print post-COVID pandemic coming into July 4th weekend. It makes sense. It makes sense in a big way, as in that's supposed to be the reopening, right? And just to take a look at things real quick. Yeah, it sure is. Now, that's going to be a 1419 print, but that's the same thing. We're going to pull it up on the chart. You see the lows we had. April, 1538. We could go back to June 7th. You're looking at a low of 1515. Now, what to keep in mind is that's June 7th. And as I mentioned, these weeks prior, folks, you go back a 20-day hourly, you see, they're just tails, okay? This is the first time that we've actually had a real trading VIX under 15 as we come into the holiday weekend. I'd pay attention because I'd say that we're just going to trail in maybe flat to higher for the day. We're positive by 10 points, and the market pretty content with where we are right now on the open. Okay, jumping back to Robinhood. So 18 million accounts and $80 billion in assets. Quite the number. That's, yeah, up. Bank accounts linked to them for 18 million, up from 7.2 million in March of 2020. Right? Am I reading this right? Yes. Yeah, an increase of 151%. Remarkable when you think about what they've done over the last year. Assets under custody, 80 billion from 19.2 billion last year. They plan to trade under the symbol HOOD, H-O-O-D, on the NASDAQ. And yeah, you get into it. So here's the number I was talking about. Unlike many recent IPOs, they had a profitable year last year, generating a net income of $7.45 million on net revenue of $959 million in 2020 versus a loss of $107 million on $278 million in 2019. Okay, but however, the brokerage lost $1.4 billion in the first quarter of 2021 tied to the emergency fundraising related losses during January's GameStop trading mania. They generated, though, $522 million in revenue in the first quarter. That's up from 128, as I talked about. Options trading, here we go. Options trading accounts 38% of the revenue. Option trading, folks. You know, we talk about it here. If you haven't checked out the program Fast Market, I talk to Kevin Hinks every trading day, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on my program at 9:15. Check it out, folks. Options. I mean, people are all over the place here. There's buyers, there's sellers, there's premium. When you get 38% of Robinhood traders trading options, they're out there too, folks. It's a liquid market. It's a volatile market. Well, equities and crypto, 25% and 17%. So check it out. Equities, 25%. You add options and crypto, and you're pushing, what is that, 48, 55%? 55% for options and crypto versus 25% on equities. And you know the type of margins they're dealing with in the options environment as well as in the crypto environment. It has grown its funded accounts to 18 million, as we said, from 7.2, 80 billion under assets. Now, here's what's interesting. They plan to allocate 20 to 35% of its IPO shares to its retail customers. Be interesting to see if that adds any type of volatility in there. They collected a record $331 million. It's almost $333 million over 90 days. Okay? So what is that? They're collecting, almost $4 million every single day for quote-unquote free commissions, folks, okay? Options, there's always a wider spread in an option, especially in some illiquid options, especially as you get wide bid-ask spreads. I mean, let's just jump to, for instance, folks, to see, anything in terms of, Amazon. Well, they're just so high priced. But Amazon, you jump to a trade in terms of, we'll go to just July 16th. And for instance, I mean, you're trading within $1 or $2. But even this, folks, in Amazon, right? Now, versus, yeah, I guess that's pretty similar. You got a bid ask by about a couple dollars on the equity. You got a bid ask of about a couple of dollars on here on their options. And I'm trying to think of maybe, McCormick, the spice maker. For instance, you go out like, and I'm just choosing any obscure. I mean, look at McCormick. They don't have weekly options, right? They have monthly options, okay? But point being here, folks, McCormick, you're buying basically an at-the-money call, and they got a 50-cent bid-ask spread on a $4 product. That's more than a 10% bid-ask spread, approximately, folks. If you're buying this at $4 and you're paying the bid-ask spread, you're paying a 10% VIG to get into an option. Right? So keep that in mind. That's why option market makers are willing to pay for order flow if you have a bid-ask spread that represents 10% of the price of the underlying of the option that you're trading. Monumental in terms of profits, in terms of what you can be making there. So not surprising in terms of why they're making so much for order flow. Nonetheless, they'll be going IPO. It'll be interesting to see how that happens. They were in the news recently, $70 million fine. As you see, folks, $70 million is like nothing to this company when they're going to be valued at billions of dollars to tens of billions of dollars probably once they make it to the IPO. I'm not sure if they say, but I believe it's tens of billions of dollars that they'll be pushing out paper to the tune of the market capitalization. All right, going over OPEC. So interesting action in OPEC. OPEC oil output surged in June to satisfy recovering demand. But what's going on today is OPEC seeks consensus on oil output policy after the UAE roadblock. So what we'll get into here, and we got about 45 seconds left in this segment. We may finish it up on the other side because it's kind of important to just see how it's playing out here if you're in that market at all, and oil affects us all. So they're going to resume talks today after the UAE blocked a deal the previous day, creating a standoff that could lead to less crude in the market and further rise in prices. So what this has to do with, okay, is that they put the brakes on a deal that had been pushed by the Saudis and Russians to increase output to 2 million barrels a day by the end of 2021 and extend remaining cuts to the end of 2022 instead of ending them in April, okay? Now, what the UAE is contending here that they get into is that their baseline was too low and they want to pump more oil. The UAE does not oppose the principle in hiking output by the group, but it wants its own production to be higher. It says its baseline, the level from which any cuts are calculated, was originally set too low. They wanted it 3.84 million barrels a day. It's at 3.168. Nonetheless, that's putting a little bit of a bid on crude. We're back above $75. You put it on a 15-minute, and we'll see where we go. But they're talking today over there at OPEC. Stay tuned, folks. We get the S&Ps up by 10. We'll be coming back going over what we have moving today.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps right now up 9 points. We got the NASDAQ 100 up 97 points. A little bit of weakness in the Dow there as we pull back kind of where we were prior to the 830 number for jobs. You take a look at the NASDAQ. I mean, quite a divergence, right? We're still about 50 points above where we're at prior to that number. You got the S&Ps up about 4 or 5 points from that number, and you have the Dow flat, and you got the Russell actually below where we were in that number right now. Jumping over to notes and bonds, yields doing so much. We're back to right where we were prior to the jobs number as well. We got the gold contract back to where we were prior to the number as well, basically. 815, we're trading at 1785. We're trading right there as well. Okay, jumping around to what else? I wanted to bring up one graphic real quick before I do, talking about hit to unemployment by industry sector. So this is June 2021, employment as a percentage change since the pandemic began. You see, we got a long way to go. Leisure and hospitality, almost 13% from the pre-pandemic levels. Mining and logging, information, other services. You go down the line. Financial activities, back to it. Finance, the market rolls on in a big way, folks. You just saw the numbers in Robinhood, right? In terms of the numbers happening there, whether it's options, equities, market volatility, nonetheless in a big way. All right, so we got a few things going on at TFNN. It's Friday coming into July 4th weekend. Last week, my dad published his 1,000th gold report. Almost 20 years, remarkable achievement. Just amazing consistency to putting that out over 20 years on a weekly basis, the dedication to that. So we get a Tiger Dollar sale. You can get up to a 40% bonus on your Tiger Dollar purchase, folks. That runs through this weekend. If you're a subscriber to any newsletter or service we offer, folks, I encourage you to check it out. Okay, we offer it in 3 different levels. You can spend $500, you get 600 Tiger Dollars. It's a 20% bonus. You spend $1,000, you get 1,300 Tiger Dollars, a 300 or 30% bonus. You spend $1,500, you get 2,100 Tiger Dollars. That's 600 additional Tiger Dollars bonus to your account. 40% bonus. You apply them to your account, folks. They're automatically used. So if you're on a monthly recurring subscription to Fibonacci 24/7, to Mastering Probability, Market Insights, my newsletter, Rocket Equities and Options, you apply that code. They're taken out whether you're in a monthly, a 6-month, a year. They're automatically applied, folks, to those transactions going forward. A great deal. They never expire. You can transfer them to friends if you want to. We do this sale about a couple times a year usually. So 6 months or so, maybe we do one towards the end of the year. We only do one sometimes, folks. And it's usually something special like this, the 1,000th Gold Report. So check it out on the front page. And the Gold Report pricing is going up. So I encourage you, if you're thinking about it at all, if you've been a prior subscriber, you're thinking about coming back, lock in the current rate. You still have 30 days to cancel if you don't like it for a 30-day money-back guarantee. And you can lock in whether it's the $97 monthly rate, the $449 6-month, and the yearly at $785. All of those, if you're currently a subscriber, you keep those as well. And to wrap it up on the front page, we got our man Basil Chapman. He announced yesterday he's going to be doing a multi-day webinar, folks. It's going to be an all-day educational webinar, the technical tools based on the Chapman Wave methodology explained live. He's going to be in there. If you sign up 9 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on July 14th, he'll have 2 different sessions, 9 till noon and 1 till 4. So you get 2 3-hour sessions that day. You finish it up from 4 till 4:30. Okay, he's reviewing. He's possibly preparing positions for the next day's trading discussion. Next day's trading session, and he's going to talk about what each attendee wants to focus on before the follow-up 2-hour session. You can talk to Basil, email him during that two-week period. Then 2 weeks later, Wednesday, July 28th, from 10 till noon, a 2-hour follow-up session. You have access to Basil by email. When you sign up, you get an emailed booklet with key Chapman Wave techniques. You also receive a month of the opening call in here, folks. The course, $295. It's about 9 hours of education, folks. A full day on July 14th. You have access to Basil over that time period. You get to ask him, you always leave a day and you might have some questions, right? When it comes to applying the theories that you'll be learning, and that's what Basil, he's a great educator, folks, a great trader, but he is a great educator. And that's part of doing these webinars, is getting across the education he wants. So he wants the people that attend to be able to reach out to him with maybe questions you realize you have after that day. You can do that with Basil here. You can email him. You'll be in his newsletter for a month. You get a full day on the 14th. You get a 2-hour follow-up session on the 28th. All right, and they talk about right in here what he's going to be talking about, folks. It's going to be a great day. I encourage you to check it out. And the reason why I bring it up especially, you can buy some Tiger dollars. You can then use them for Basil's webinar. You can use them for the Gold Report. You can use it for any subscription you have. And those 2 deals run through this weekend. And Basil will be doing his webinar the full day, Wednesday, July 14th. Remarkable that you're talking about, what is that, less than a week and a half? Yeah, a week and a half. Yeah, July 14th. Amazing. You're talking about 12 days from right now. He'll be doing that webinar. Current subscribers out there, you can receive your next month free as well. Current subscribers, the next month of the opening call is free, included in that $295 price. So check it out on the front page. Okay, jumping around to what else we got going on. Let's see where I have here. So how about Toyota? Sold more vehicles in the U.S. than General Motors in the second quarter, marking the first time that the Japanese automaker has done so in 3-month reporting period. Toyota sold 813,000 vehicles in America, April through June. GM, they missed it by less than 600 vehicles, 688,236. Folks, you ever want a good deal on a car? Get in there at the end of the quarter, or get in there at the end of the year, because they're aware of numbers like this. The GMs are aware of numbers like this. The GMs of GM, right? The general managers of those dealerships are aware of numbers like this. And the company is aware of numbers like this and how close they are. Mercedes and BMW, they love competing for that, whether it's luxury vehicle, brand, in terms of the best-selling luxury vehicle brand, maybe something like that. And that's why you get a lot of the lower-end vehicles getting subsidized more so to bring up those totals, to be the biggest player in the market in a big way, the market leader. But nonetheless, Toyota ahead of GM, and GM, that is still with second quarter sales up nearly 40%, but slightly missed their analysts. So jumping over to GM, a little bit lower this morning. We're down by about 0.6%, and just like that, folks, look at this market. S&P's catching the pop. The Dow's back in the positive right now. We got crude a little bit lower. Toyota Motors positive as well by about 1/3%. Let's jump to banks as we got yields pulling back a bit. Yeah, JP Morgan down about 0.4%. Bank of America down about 0.5% right now. Let's jump to some of those FANG stocks. Look at this. Amazon up 0.6%. As we mentioned, Monday, Bezos stepping down as CEO. Apple shares up by 1% right now, 138.57. Microsoft shares. Look at the NASDAQ 100 up 115 points, folks. Remarkable. Look at this. Microsoft's up 1.2%. We got Google shares up a full percent right now to 25.50. How about Facebook shares up 0.1% on top of it as well? We jump over to the VIX. We're down to 14.50. And geez, it continues like this, folks. We could see like a 13.75 print by the end of the day in the VIX, with the S&Ps pushing 43.24 and the NASDAQ 100 just don't stop, folks. Look at this. I'm going to put it on a minute basis, right? Because it's just remarkable. We're now above where we were at 938. You're making highs. We're up 112 points in the NASDAQ 100 right now across the board in a big way. And we'll jump down to notes and bonds. Interesting that the NASDAQ 100 continues to accelerate when we basically got notes and bonds right back to where we were. But this market In the NASDAQ 100, it loves a 1.45% yield, which is what we're at right now. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to go on a break. We'll come back right after this break.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got the NASDAQ 100 up 110, S&P's up 13, and we got the VIX at post-pandemic lows of 1451. First time we've had a 14 handle in the VIX at a sustained level coming into July 4th weekend. Folks, I talked about it. Please be safe out there. It's a conscious decision to make the right decision. If you're out there drinking, having fun, you want to get out there and have a great weekend. We got a 3-day weekend, so make that conscious decision not to drive drunk out there as we get back out and have a little fun this weekend. Finally. Right? After about a year to 16 months of some crazy lockdowns in a big way. What else going on? Speaking of in-person, folks. So Steve Dahl of Taz Market Profile, he's been a partner of TFNN's for a while. We're a sponsor of an event he has going on in Miami, folks, July 23rd. Now, this is an in-person event, okay? And what I'm going to do is, we had sent an email out about this. I'm just going to throw it, number one, the link, because it's not easily accessible right now, but I got it in our YouTube Tigers Den, and I'll throw it in the Tigers Den as well. The quickest way to get there. But if you can't get either of those, you're just watching on TFNN, feel free to email me, tommy@tfnn.com. I'll send you a link to this. It's going to be back on our website probably on Monday. But I encourage you, folks. It's an outstanding live event Steve Dahl's putting on. You can attend for free, folks. The key here is that you have to use the promo code to attend. Now, they mentioned it was $9.97. Affiliate promo code TFNN sponsor. One word. All capitalizations, folks. Okay? He's going to be doing a live event in Miami. I encourage you to check it out, the link. Like I said, if you're in the Miami area, you're looking to attend, send me an email at tfnn.com. And just don't forget, folks, to put in that promo code TFNN. And I'm doing it right now live on Tiger TV. Okay? Hit the apply to make sure it drops to free. All right? You do have to enter your credit card to make sure you're a real person, to make sure he's just not getting names and email addresses of people showing up. But check it out, folks. It's going to be an awesome event, and I may try and make it over there as well. A little bit of a drive, but nonetheless, it should be a great time over there in Miami with Mr. Steve Dahl putting on quite a live in-person workshop at the Ritz in Miami. Gotta love it. Stay tuned, folks. We got the S&Ps up by 14 right now. We got the Dow up 110 points. We got everything going on there. And what else we have? And that promo code TFNN sponsor. One word, folks. TFNN, as I entered it right live on Tiger TV. TFNN sponsor. Stay tuned, folks. We got Basil